Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive deep into the latest explosive drama from Port Charles, and we have so much to discuss. Let's get right into it. My hands are literally shaking on the keyboard as I try to process. Are you kidding me right now? Josslyn Jax, the girl who thinks she is the smartest, most capable person in any room she walks into, just handed the literal keys to her father's empire to a known, highly dangerous international criminal. I am screaming at my television. I have been watching this show since 2015, and I have seen some incredibly foolish, reckless decisions made by characters I love. But this takes the absolute cake. It is the worst and most frustrating thing they have done with her character, and yet I am completely glued to my screen. Am I the only one who wanted to throw their remote at the wall when she gave Hudson Parker that security clearance? Because I cannot be the only one feeling this level of stress. So let's just back up and process this whole mess. React first, explain later, right? But I just can't get over the sheer magnitude of this colossal blunder. Josslyn has been playing this highly dangerous game of dress up with the WSB, acting like she is the second coming of Anna Devane, and she just invited a tiger right into the front door of Jasper Jack's enterprise. And not just the front door, she gave him the master code to the vault. She thought she was being so incredibly slick, using the CEO position as a brilliant cover for her WSB assignment. She thought she was outsmarting everyone, including her own mother. But instead, she just became the biggest, most gullible mark in Port Charles. And the irony is just dripping from the screen. Okay, back to the point. Let's talk about that phone call. Can we talk about this phone call for a second? Classic Jasper Jax, right? Calling in from his luxury yacht somewhere in the middle of the ocean, probably sipping an expensive drink, completely unaware of the absolute dumpster fire happening back home at his company, until he drops the mother of all truth bomb. Jax reveals to Josslyn that Hudson Parker, the guy she just handed the keys to, is actually a notorious international criminal. Not just a shady businessman, not just a guy with a bad track record or some questionable corporate ethics. An international criminal that Jax himself went toe-to-toe with years ago. I mean, my jaw unhinged and hit the floor. The look of sheer, unadulterated horror on Josslyn's face was Oscar. She realized in real time that she just nuked her dad's entire legacy. And why did she do it? Because she needed a cover. She gave Hudson full, unrestricted access to JJE's highest security systems to make her CEO gig look legitimate while she works her secret WSB mission. She needed a smokescreen, and she used her father's multi-million-dollar corporate data as the collateral. I am sorry, but what kind of spy training did she actually get from Z in the Bureau? Because this is pure amateur hour. She basically wrapped up the entire JJE database, put a shiny bow on it, and handed it to a man who probably wants to dismantle Jax piece. She literally gave a fox the blueprints to the henhouse and told him to guard the door. Remember when they tried this kind of corporate espionage storyline with Michael back in the day? When he trusted the wrong person at ELQ and almost lost everything to a hostile takeover? Yeah, didn't work then either. But this is so much worse because it's intertwined with the WSB and global crime. Josslyn isn't just risking money, she is risking lives. If Hudson gets his hands on the wrong data, or if he uses JJE's servers to launder money, fund terrorism, or run illegal operations, Jax is going to go down. The legacy that Jax built from the ground up for his daughter is currently in the hands of a professional scam artist, and Josslyn is the one who rolled out the red carpet. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the impossible choice Josslyn is facing right now. Because this is where the writing gets really, really good, and where the tension is absolutely suffocating. I have to give the writers credit, even though I am furiously typing out my frustration. Josslyn is trapped in a corner with zero good options. If she suddenly revokes Hudson's access to the JJE security systems, he is going to know immediately that she is onto him. He will know his cover is blown. And worse, he might figure out her true identity as a WSB agent. Her entire cover would be blown to pieces, and she will put a massive, lethal target on her own back. But if she doesn't revoke his access, he drains the company dry. He steals the data. He destroys her father's life's work. She has to find a way to quietly lock him out, to subtly dismantle the access she just freely gave him, without raising a single red flag. How is she going to do that? She is a rookie. She isn't Jason. She isn't Anna Devane. She is a college-aged kid who thinks she can play in the big leagues because she survived the shootout on Spoon Island. I kinda want to see her fail just to learn a harsh lesson about hubris, but I also don't want Jax to lose everything he worked for. I am so deeply conflicted. I am figuring out my thoughts as I type this, but honestly, I am terrified for her safety. And let's not forget the other massive, terrifying layer to this entire Hudson Parker nightmare. He isn't just sitting in an office at JJE hacking mainframe. Oh no. He is physically lurking around the Quartermain mansion. We already saw Brooklyn bust him snooping around the estate, and we know exactly what he is. He is hunting for baby Phoebe, Ethan Levitt's supposed kid, with Delilah Wilson, the baby that Brooklyn and Harrison Chase just finalized the adoption for. Hudson is sniffing around for that innocent baby, and now he has the immense technological and financial resources of JJE backing him up. I can't even handle the stress of this subplot. Brooke, Lynn, and Chase just got their happy end. They just sealed the deal on this adoption, after all the drama with Ethan faking the DNA. And now we have an international criminal prowling the grounds of the Q Mansion, looking for this child, while Josslyn is busy playing corporate spy. Does Josslyn even realize that Hudson is a direct threat to her own extended family? Does she know he was at the gatehouse? Does she know he is targeting a literal infant? The stakes are so incredibly high, and I am just sitting here screaming at my TV for someone, anyone, to connect the dots before it is too late. Like, think about the psychology of Josslyn in this exact moment. She has been so arrogant lately, so incredibly sure of herself. She completely dismissed Carly's frantic warning. She thought Carly was just being a helicopter mom trying to manipulate her out of the WSB. She thought she was 10 steps ahead of everyone in Port Charles. And now, the crushing weight of reality just hit her like a runaway freight train. She invited a monster into her home. She handed a loaded gun to an assassin and pointed it directly at her father's head. The guilt has to be eating her alive right now. I mean, how do you even sleep knowing you did that to your own family? But then we have Hudson Parker. Oh, I love to hate this guy so much. The smugness, the absolute arrogance of this man, sitting there pretending to be a legitimate businessman, quizzing Josslyn about her change of heart regarding the CEO position. He was playing her like a cheap fiddle. He knew she was hiding something, but he probably didn't care because she was handing him exactly what he wanted on a silver platter. He thinks he has won. He thinks he has completely outsmarted the great Jasper Jacks by manipulating his naive, overconfident daughter. And honestly, he kinda did. For now, I know some people are loving this Josslyn as a spy era, but personally I think she is in way over her head, and this episode proved it beyond a shadow of a doubt. She is not ready for the big league. She is going to need help, and she is going to need it fast. Is she gonna go to Jason? Jason just announced he is leaving the mob to focus on Danny, but can he really stay away when Carly's daughter is in this deep with an international criminal? Or will she go to Anna? Anna is currently dealing with her own severe mental health crisis and hallucinations of Peter August. So who is going to save Josslyn from her own colossal stupidity? Wait, what if she goes to Jack Brennan? I mean, Brennan is WSB. He knows the game. He knows how to handle international threats. But Brennan is also super shady and is currently making dark deals with Willow and Nina. Can Josslyn truly trust him? Can she trust anyone at this point? She is completely isolated on this dangerous island of her own making. She has to out-con a master con artist. She has to play the role of the clueless, entitled CEO daughter while secretly running a highly complex counter-operation to revoke his security clearance. It is going to take an absolute miracle for her to pull this off without getting someone killed. And what happens when Jax finds out the full extent of this disaster? He called her to warn her, but does he know she already gave Hudson the security codes? When Jax realizes that his daughter used his life's work as a prop for a WSB mission and lost it to his sworn enemy, the fallout is going to be nuclear. The family dynamics are going to shatter into a million pieces. Carly is going to lose her mind when she finds out Josslyn is in danger from an international criminal. Sonny might even have to get involved, and we all know how messy and violent that gets when the mob steps in to handle WSB. Like seriously, imagine the confrontation when Hudson finally realizes Josslyn is WSB, because it is going to happen. He is going to try to access a secure JJE file, and he is going to find a firewall she secretly built. He is going to look at her, this young blonde college student, and realize she is a highly trained federal agent. The danger level is going to spike through the roof. Will she have to fight her way out? Will she have to use that martial arts training we saw on Spoon Island against Cullum? I am predicting a massive, bloody, physical showdown in the JJE executive offices, and I am just praying she survives. This whole scenario just proves why I have been watching this show for years. Just when you think a character has it all figured out, the writers pull the rug out from under them in the most spectacular way possible. Josslyn thought she was the predator, but she is actually the prey. Hudson Parker is the real deal, and Port Charles is not ready for the chaos he is about to unleash. The Quartermains, the Corinthos family, the Jax family, everyone is in the blast radius of this one terrible, naive decision. I am dreading what comes next, but I absolutely cannot wait to watch it. Will Josslyn outsmart a master criminal before Jax's empire crumbles, or has she doomed them all? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below and subscribe for more updates.